Vancouver is packed with food, especially around the downtown core and Richmond area. But tucked quietly away in a quieter corner of the city is a place you've probably never heard of. It's called Corner 29, and it's the kind of restaurant that doesn't scream for attention. In fact, it looks like nothing from the outside. You could easily pass by and not give it a second glance. No flashy signage, no stylized exterior, just a plain storefront that hides one of the most comforting Cantonese meals we've had in a while. Step inside and you'll find a space that's small, functional, and a little cramped, but it's got its charm. The walls are painted a soft melon green with a matching green chairs and a touch of bamboo to give it a subtle nod to its Asian roots. It's not trying to be trendy or Instagrammable. It's here to feed you well, not win design awards. We arrived just before 6:30 and it was fairly quiet when we sat down, but by the time we were getting ready to leave around 7:30, nearly every table was full. So if you're thinking of dropping by during prime dinner hours, especially for dim sum on weekends, you'll want to come early or expect a wait. The menu here is extensive, practically a catalog of Cantonese comfort food. But what caught our eye immediately was their daily special, the soy sauce chicken made with like a free-range chicken, 小雞. The dish, absolute standout. The soy sauce had a deep caramelized flavor, sweet, salty, with a hint of star anise, ginger, and a whisper of cinnamon. You could tell it was seeped with aromatic herbs and cooked down just right. The chicken itself was juicy, not overcooked, and the skin was perfectly seasoned from soaking in that sauce. If you only get one dish here, this might be it. Next, I had to order my personal test dish, sweet and sour pork, guloyo. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sweet and sour pork, isn't that the fast food stuff from Panda Express? But a proper Cantonese version of this dish is a delicate balance of crispy batter, rich sauce, and fresh ingredients. It's actually a real test of skill. Corner 29's version nailed most of the elements. The pork had a light, crunchy coating. The sauce was tangy with just enough sweetness, and the addition of bell peppers and onions gave it that nostalgic flair. My only critique, the oil might not have been the freshest. There was a faint bitter aftertaste, subtle, but there. Still, it didn't ruin the dish, but I appreciated the large portion for the price. One key improvement would be cutting the pork into more consistent, equal-sized pieces. This ensures even frying and avoids bites that are either too bready or all batter. You want that perfect ratio of crispiness to juicy pork in every bite. Using fresh pineapple instead of canned would also elevate the dish, adding more natural acidity and brightness. We also ordered a dish that feels like home to me. Beef 炒飯, 乾炒牛河, my dad's favorite and something I've eaten since I was a kid. The rice noodles were cooked beautifully. Each strand stayed separated, not clumped together, and there was a gentle hint of wok hei, that elusive smokiness you can only get from high heat stir frying. The beef was super tender, most likely marinated with a touch of baking soda or some type of tenderizer. It had that soft, velvety texture, and the seasoning was just right. Plus, the portion, bigger than expected. This dish has a lot of potential. Instead of relying heavily on tenderizer, using natural methods like a papaya or the classic velveting technique would create a more natural texture. A touch more salt and a deeper wok hei infused sear would also help the soy sauce flavor stand out and bring the dish to life. A lot of online reviews for Corner 29 mention that the service can be lacking, but honestly, our experience was pretty pleasant. The staff were super attentive and polite. One of them even took the time to walk us through the menu and explain some of the highlights. We felt taken care of, and that's something worth mentioning when expectations are low. So what's the verdict? Corner 29 isn't trying to be fancy. It's not modern or sleek, but what it is honest. It serves solid classic Cantonese food in large portions at reasonable prices. In a city where that's becoming harder and harder to find. You come here for the food, the flavors, the memories, the dishes you grew up with, or maybe ones you're trying for the first time. And hey, don't judge this book by its cover. Sure, the outside looks plain, maybe even forgettable, but inside, there's real heart in that kitchen. We'll definitely be coming back to try their dim sum and dig deeper into the menu. But even if you just go once, Corner 29 is worth discovering. If you love finding local gems and exploring flavors beyond the usual tourist spots, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow along. We're just getting started on uncovering the best spots in Vancouver and beyond.